My name is Christie Newton. I was born and raised in Crossett, Arkansas, which is Ashley County. I am the 13th child. My mother is originally from Louisiana and my father is originally from Arkansas. It was a task because I'm the youngest of 13. There's an age gap, I guess, about 20 years from the oldest to the youngest, but I was reared more, home alone. I was raised with my nieces and nephews because they're my age, so there's a big age gap. My parents, my father was an industry worker from over in Crossett. Georgia Pacific is the main industry for our area, which is lumber, timber. And my mother was a homemaker, so she stayed home to take care of us. I actually left to go to college. I started in Fayetteville. My father died the first year. Homesick, came home. And then I went to Monticello. That's where I graduated from. I graduated in 1999, and upon graduation, I became affiliated with Phoenix Youth and Family Services, which is where I work right now. So I've been with Phoenix since 1999. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, Corey Lindsay, and we have a set of twins, 4-year-old Caleb and Caitlin. They're the joy of my life. I was a late bloomer in getting them, but all is well. Phoenix is a private nonprofit. It's community-based. It services 5 counties in rural southeast Arkansas. We serve Ashley, Bradley, Chico, DeShay, and Drew counties. It was started in 1995 by a lady named Christie Newton. She's the president and CEO. Our primary focus is around youth positive youth development programs, I would say. We've branched off in the last 5 years into more community-oriented programs. One of our first programs that I guess span into more community efforts was our Family Resource Center, which is funding through the Department of Children and Family Services. We have those centers in Chico and DeShay counties. And primarily it's a resource center for families and young people to come together and utilize, let's say, computers, copiers, fax machine. There's a facility there that they're able to have meetings as well. So it's just not quite a community center, but we're calling it a family resource center. We work closely with DCFS to help provide parenting classes and whatever resources that their clients may need that are in the system, like foster care. We provide like independent living classes and things like that, and life skills at the center as well. We also have funding from other federal and state agencies to host programs. We have a prevention resource center, which is kind of similar to the research center, but not resource oriented. It's more prevention related with risk and protective factors related to alcohol, tobacco, and substance abuse programs. So we do coalition development around those issues. Our coordinator does. So through that program, it has allowed us to span and develop those partnerships and more collaborative efforts, more so in the health-related field. So, this count was about 5,000 to 6,000 kids that, in fact, I say young people and their families that we served over the time span. In 1999, we were afforded an opportunity to receive a federal grant from the Department of Labor to implement a youth opportunity movement. We were one of 36 sites that were selected over the country to implement this program. And one of the thrusts of the program was to increase post-secondary education and to decrease dropout rates. Because in our area in Chico County, I think the dropout rate at that time was as high as 36%. So through that program, I think we were able to send about 200 kids to college. And all those kids, we haven't tracked them all the way through, but some have reported back that have gone to aspire and to do great things in their lives. Through that program, there was also a component that helped young black males of color to develop resources that allow them to pursue their academics. And recently, one of our participants participated in they had an opportunity to have a press conference, I guess, with Congress, with one of the aides, and it was talking about the impact that Youth Opportunity has had on that particular population that was serviced through the program. And one of our participants that was tracked and who testified, shall I say, was from Eudora, Arkansas. That's one of the successes, and that's one of the things that we as an organization would like to do for our community, is to provide whatever service or whatever skills that we can upon our young people, and are hoping to allow them to become, productive citizens and to do well. Most of our service programs, we do try to pair mentors with some of our young kids. We actually had a Mentoring Children of Prisons grant through the Family Youth and Services Bureau, I think through the Administration of Children and Family Services as a federal grant. But we were unfortunate with that program because it wasn't as successful as we wanted it to be. One of the things that we were having a problem with was actually getting the kids who were specifically children of prisoners. A lot of them, unbeknownst, you wouldn't think, that a lot of children didn't realize that their parents were actually incarcerated. They may have told that they were gone away for a while, they weren't coming, and not knowing. So that was one of the things that was kind of taboo, I guess, with a lot of the families that we were serving. So it never was able to reach the population that we wanted to reach, because they had to be specifically kids who had parents that were incarcerated. So it wasn't as successful as we wanted it to be, but we did learn more that would allow us to expand more into our just mentoring programs and not just mentoring a specific population. Yes. More like I would rather not they be a part of it, because we had support groups or groups with the actual mentees. So they would be involved with other kids that would say, well, is your daddy locked up? Well, no, my father, he's not locked up. He's just away on vacation. So rather jeopardizing or instead of just jeopardizing their trust or their level of trust the kids had in them, they would rather not they even be a part of it. Because knowing all the kids in that group had a parent that was incarcerated. It wasn't a mix where some were and some weren't. It was just the stipulations of the program. So, definitely. And partnerships, we definitely have to have. Because with a lot of the grants, because we are funded through state and local and federal grants and foundations. That's one of the things. And it's more important now to collaborate and have partnerships to be able to leverage resources, because resources are so scarce, being the economics that are going on right now. But even prior to then, we had an excellent collaborative base of community partners that were really readily to assist in whatever capacity that they needed to do. Phoenix has had an opportunity to kind of, I guess, set the precedence and develop some programs and some that people have actually utilized. And then we've had an opportunity to work with our school districts, which is very, very instrumental in all our programs, because it's a youth-based. Schools are a major partner in our programs. They're always on board in getting letters of support and letters of recommendation. Our local health department, we work with their coalitions and any of their initiatives that they're working on. They reach out to us, we reach out to them. We try to have a reciprocal partnership with our law enforcement, government officials. Actually, through the city of Crossett, we were able to apply for a grant through the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency and Prevention to host a delinquency prevention program for the city of Crossett, but the city actually was the lead applicant. But we partnered to implement it at our organization, but they were the lead on it. So those partnerships have paid off for both entities that are involved. So we try to have that base, because if we don't have that base in the community, I don't feel that our organization would be successful at all. Because I think community can make or break, for lack of a better word, they can make or break you. So we have to be diligent in the resources that are given to us from governing agencies, and we have to be diligent in getting those resources to the community. Because if not, there's going to come a time where we're going to have to go back to those same folk. So we have to maintain due diligence if we are to stay in business and be a thriving agency for years to come and be a major player in our communities.